Hello everyone, this is Neronium. Welcome back to Destroy All Humans Remake. In this part, we're going to be getting ourselves quite a few of the, what is it called? Furon probes that we have missed in the game, starting with Rockwell. Now, there is one inside of this area right there that I grabbed that I can't find on the footage, but there is also one right behind there. Next up, we'll go up to the farm north of the, what's it called? Basically, we're just going all over the map. Which, luckily, we have a map this time. In the original Destroy All Humans, we did not have a map. I'm gonna blow that up. Also grab some DNA. Always very good. Alright, so let us go on to the next area, which is by the fairgrounds. After that, we go over by where we first started in Rockwell. Grab that one. Afterwards, we look around for more.
Or I'll drag you back myself.
Well, you're probably gonna have to do that, Pox, because I went blind looking for a lot of these because it was very difficult to find some of them. Trust me. So, next we got one on top of the movie theater's place. A little sign. Next we got a cornfield over here. We are by a landing site, as you can see. And if you come over this way,
site, or I'll drag you back myself. So pleased you've graced us with your presence, Crypto.
And you can see one on top of that silo. But we got.
Oh, that doesn't hurt.
Boop.
What the?
Boop. Boop.
Ouchie.
So, let's go on top of the silo and get ourselves our next one. There we go. So now that we have that one, there are two in the blue barn right next to the movie theater. But there is also one in the military base right next to the sheriff's place. Here's the two that are going to be inside the blue barn. There's one hidden right here. And there is another one that is actually inside the barn. This one is kind of hard to find.
Speak up, whoever's there.
And with that, we got one left to find in Rockwell. And it's actually not the one that's on the top of the Ferris wheel that we got in an earlier rampage. It's actually on top of the tent. So, grab that. And that's all of them in Rockwell. So now let's move on to Santa Modesta. Now, Santa Modesta has 50, which is the most in the entire game. Go from the initial site to right there. You will find on top of the barbershop one. Go in front of the barbershop from where you land, and you'll find this one. Next one's gonna be inside of the motel. There's also one on the motel sign that I grab last because I forget about that one. But there is one on the beach right here. In fact, there's actually quite a few on the beach. So, let's go looking around. I don't see any over here. So, further down on the beach, on the same beach we were on, go on the rooftop and you'll find this one. Now, on to the next one. There is an Armageddon right there. And go to the baseball field, and you'll find one on top of there. So, that's 31. Now we're going to be inside the suburbs for a little bit, inside the houses all around. Here's where the boat is. This is where another one of the missions is going to be. The abduction mission later on in another episode. Go to this house and grab that one. Keep looking around, seeing if we can find one. And there is one near the shopping district. Boop. Next, we're gonna go by where the TV station is.
Call the army! Call the Marines!
All right, let us look up over. Nope. 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 Go up on top here. This is by the TV station, and there is one right here. There's actually two around this area, but I don't get that other one until later. Now where is the next one? Because generally I cut these in such a way. There was one inside the donut. Go on the beach behind the church, and then on this rock on the outside of the water, relative to where that is, as you can see, we have 35 now. There's a landing site right there, and it's right behind the church. So, next one is going to be on the beach. There was actually one on that rock over there earlier that we got in an earlier rampage. By the suburbs. By the church and the TV station is another one. So, nothing over here. Over by where we had to find the lighthouse, there is this one on the pier. Now, there is one actually inside, and we'll get that one in a second. But first things first, we need to go up by the lighthouse itself. See, we are in a restricted area. Up. Just zap-o-matic everything. Boom. You know, I don't think I had a single one of those things go off on me and disable my stuff the entire playthrough for those EMP mines. But if you go behind, right below the White House. No, that's a later part of the bubble. Go right here and grab that one.
Oh.
He died. Now climb up on top right here and grab another one on top of the lighthouse. Next, we are gonna go inside, and as you can see, on top of the submarine is another one. So now that we have that done, go on the piers on the other side of the island to get that one. We are by a landing site, as you can see. This is by where the crackpot conspiracy theorist was. Go by the bowling alley, and you'll find this one in the corner. Our next one we're going to go after is right over by the volleyball court, I believe. Yeah, that's right by the volleyball courts. So, that takes care of that one. This is where that boat was, is where another one was. Go on top of the TV station to get this one on the antenna. Next, go by the gas station on the bottom by the TV station. And grab this one right here. So next, we need to go over this way by a landing site. And here's the church again. So as you can see, there is one on top of the church. So after the one on the church, I believe there's only 2 left. And then one of them is this one on top of the motel sign. And then the last one, I kind of find by accident. I'm going by the bowling alley, and I noticed that there's one in the tree. So with that, that makes 50 out of 50. So let's now move on to our next destination, which is going to be Area 42. Area 42 only has 24 of them. The first one, based on the first landing site that you end up on in Area 42, is just going to be on the opposite side on the outer wall. So, go right over here. Here's one. Now, next we're going to get some that are on top of the buildings, such as the one right here. Here's another one. And then there's another one right over here. Next, we are going to go over... I'm looking at a guide while doing this because I already grabbed some during the thing. So, let us skate along. And there is one in the command on top of the command center in the middle of the military base. So, if I can grab that. Now next, come over this way. And there was one in the area where we're going to right now, but the reason why I left this in is, one, to show you where it is. So, as you can see, we are right over by the front entrance of the military base. There it is right there. Front entrance that we ended up telling the person to go in on. By the initial in the first mission landing site, there is one right there. There's actually another one in this area that we'll get later because I didn't realize it was here. This one's on the way to the nuke escort mission inside of the cage on the road. There's going to be one. There was also one on the cliff right over here, if you remember. There's actually one on the other side of the cliff, too. That's going to be the last one we end up getting. By the radio antennae, there are actually 3. So there's one on this one. There's one in the middle on the second antenna. Well, radio dish, I should say. So there's one on the radio dish on the second one. That one I'm going to get later. And then the third one is also on the radio dish that I believe I get later. So, going around, we're going to go to where the nuke was and where Crypto 136 ended up going down. There are, I believe, only one, I believe, here. Looking at the mothership up there. So, by the crash site where Crypto 136 was, there is a Furon probe right where Crypto 136 died. And on my way back, I noticed, hey, right next to a landing site, there is another probe. Man, I cannot talk today. So, here we have a good view, and there's the radio antenna. So we have 15 out of 24. Coming over this way. This one I actually found by accident because I ended up going over this way. Going this way. And over here, right by the airstrip, is number 60. And after number 16, if we come up over this way, go onto the airstrip, well, by the airstrip, there is one by the radio control tower over here. There is also one on that radio dish over there. As you can see, it is on the radio dish right there. All the radio dishes have at least one, so keep that in mind. So, that's another one. There is one on the hangar. Right there. Next, we are going to have one, I believe, around the beginning first area in Area 42 again.
Show me what you. Oh, I'm getting. Midget.
It right behind the initial first landing site of Area 42 is this one. Now the next one, well, the next two are going to be right, well, three are going to be right over here. So we have one on the rock facing the radio dishes. Then we have one on that radio dish. Well, two, I guess. Not three. I must have gotten that other one. Right. So let us fly on up. There we go. And now I believe the next one is going to be right by the radio control tower. So we kind of skip that. Oh, no, by the minefield. My mistake. Now, the last one in Area 42 is on the other side of the rock. You can see the landing site right there. We're by the road. So now that we're done with Area 42, it's time we move on to Uniontown. Because with that, we have 24 out of 24. Uniontown is kind of confusing. So by the Maritime Museum, we have one on a truck bed behind a gas station.
You talking to me?
Our next one that we have
No.
is over by this factory. If you fly on the roof, there is one right here. Our next one is going to be, I believe, because we only have 9, so we're going to be here for a while. Our next one, as we got enemies right here. Right. Let's look for our next one.
Body snatchers. What was that?
There it is.
Run for your
So you'll be able to see right behind a landing site, there is another one. This is by the Maritime Museum. Speaking of the Maritime Museum, I think we're not going after that one. Like, so there is another one. We're back on the docks by where we initially got on the island to get our ship back. Because I'm trying to get to the base island, but you're going to have to fly there yourself. It's kind of confusing. There is one on where we got our Furon jetpack. Now over this way, go behind this silo by one of the missions. And fly over this way. Inside of this water tower is another one. And by these oil drums right here, there's one right here. There's actually another one on the other side. As you can see on the very end, there is another one. Next, we are going to... This is actually the area where you would fly to the island if you didn't want to use your saucer. Where do I go? I think I'm gonna try and go... Yep, Maritime Museum, where we ended up challenging Armquist. Go on the submarine, and you will get that one. It's inside, so keep that in mind. There is also one on the boat, but we got that during the Armquist fight. Next, right behind over here, there is actually one right there, but we ended up getting that during the main project. Come over this way by one of the missions. As you can see, I believe that one is an Armageddon mission. On these cranes, one of the cranes will have one, so keep that in mind. There is one in the corner over here.
body snatchers. You talking to me?
So by the crane construction, there is one.
Midget Kami!
Next, we are going to go and find one around here somewhere.
Spacemen! Out of the way!
Oh, he went flying. Right, this is by the racing mission. Right, back on the docks. If you go up on these huge scaffolding cranes, there's one on the very top of one of them. Each one has one. The next one, the second one, is going to have it, if I can get on there. I fell down. So, you can actually see it. It's on top of right there. It's kind of hard to get to fly to it. Flying up. Trying to land on it because there's sloped edges and Crypto does not know how to use stairs. So, next one is going to be right there. Next, we're going to go and fly to that island. So as you can see it barely over there. There is a landing site with the saucer over there where we initially set it free, but you can just glide over to it like this. It is possible to, because there's a couple on the boat that was in the mission where we got the power cells, and then there's also a couple on the island itself. We've already gotten one of them, I believe. Right, so let's...
You think you can go 15 rounds when you're going down?
Right, yeah. Ow. So come around this way. Look all over the place. Oh, we got grenades. Now there's gonna be one over here, I believe. As you can see, I'm just being thorough and trying to find it. This was the thought process, and that's why this is post-commentary, because I spent a good 3 hours looking for everything. So come inside here. There's another one. Right, here we go. Now we're gonna go on to the boat. Kill you. Now there are a few on the boat. We got one of them in the cargo bay. We got some Majestic members here, so keep that in mind. Alright, get rid of you. As you can see, there is one on the top right there. So, grab that one. And our next one is going to be down around this way. Uniontown probably took me the longest to get all of the things. So, I think that's all the ones on the boat. There was one more, but I think I got it during the main game. Right, back here. We come over this way. As you can see, we are on the third crane now. So grab the third crane. This is the one that's farthest from where we got our guns back initially. Oh. Next up, there was one down there initially. You're gonna hear my cat for a little bit because I'm not pausing this. So here's me just looking for one that might be hidden in between stuff. Because I think at this point I was looking for like the last two. So this one is right by the abandoned destroyed house, right there. And I think that's actually the last one. Yeah, that was the last one. So, now inside of Capital City, we got one on top of the not White House. You gotta... Oh, my cat's using the litter box. He never uses the litter box. Right, so come over by the... There, you can see there was one right there. That one's gonna be the bane of my existence because I don't realize that it's there. So on the Capitol building, there's a couple of them. So, come to the very right side of the building, and you got this one. Make a U-turn, and on in the garden, there is this one. Right, next up, we're gonna go over to the Not Jefferson Memorial. And inside the Not Jefferson Memorial, going to be this one. In the main city part, on what would be the Smithsonian Museum, we got this one. This is right behind the White House. Now, there's one in the corner right over there, but I ended up getting that one during one of the missions, so that one kind of threw me off. Scaffoldings. There is one on this scaffolding that I already got. Again, it was part of the mission. So let us climb on up. Whoop. This is the tallest point inside of the place. There is another one on this scaffolding right here. If I could fly to it. Right, so that's that one. Now that that scaffolding's done, we are going to go down below because there's not many more hidden on the very top. Although I am floating in the air, if you look. So we're gonna go and find our next one down over here. Hello. Come over this way by one of the landing sites. Inside that gazebo is gonna be one. Next.
Aliens.
We are gonna find one.
Anybody ever tell you you look like a...
So by that Armageddon mission, there's gonna be one, so keep that in mind. In this gazebo, there is another one further from it. Now, over by in front of the White House, by the Washington Monument, we got this one. This is by the Smithsonian and on the left side of the White House. By the History Museum, behind the Not Jefferson, is the National Reserve. So we got that one. Next, we are inside of the city area again. If you come over this way, this corner there is one. And from that corner, if we go over this way, there's one in this corner. Fly on up and drop down to grab this one. So our next one that we are going to grab, I believe, is over Smithsonian, where we got the one on the roof. If you come down at the bottom, you got this one on the ground floor. The hard part about remakes like this is that they end up having so much detail, it's hard to see. So next one that we are going to go to is right over here on this building. This is by a movie theater. Next, we are by the Lincoln Memorial, by the Octagon, and that one has that one. So now let us go to the Octagon, because there are a couple of them. We got most of the Octagon ones when we first came. I come in here. There is one in this area, but I forget to grab it. So I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, did I already grab it? Oh, no. There's one on that crane right there. There's one in the middle of the octagon. And then there's one inside of one thing. There's one on this side, but we got that during a mission. So the one over here I got during a mission. And I'm like, well, crud. Now I gotta backtrack on which one it is. So I decide, okay, let's try and find one. In that dumpster right there is one. Ooh. All right, and if you come up over here, you can see there's one in the middle of the octagon. So that actually makes 28. This one is the one I had missed beforehand that I said was going to be the bane of my existence. It took me an hour to find that. And now we have just one left, and it's that one in the octagon that I had just mentioned that I thought I grabbed, but did not grab. So, come back to the octagon. Go right behind over this way.
You talking to me?
And in the corner is the last Furon probe of Destroy All Humans Remake. So, with this, we have gotten every probe in the game. So, anyway, everyone, I'm going to end it off right here. This has been Neronium. Next time, we're going to be doing all the side missions that were added into Destroy All Humans Remake, starting with the Armageddon Abduction and Race Rampage missions in Turnip Seed Farm. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to check out more remastered content, check out the top link for a playthrough of Medieval Remastered. And for a non-spoiler review of Destroy All Humans Remake, check out the bottom link for a review done by yours truly.